Hello everyone, and today I will be reviewing Inside 2007. For those of you who don't know, Inside is a French horror film directed by Julien Mari and Alexandre Bustillo in the directorial debut. Written by Bustillo and starring Beatrice Dalle and Alison Paradis, the plot focuses on a mourning widow on the verge of giving birth who is attacked in her home by a mysterious intruder on Christmas Eve. Let's just get right into the video. On Christmas Eve, 4 months after expectant mother Sarah Scarangella survives a car crash that kills her husband, she makes final preparations for her delivery the following day. Her baby's overdue. Still reeling from her husband's death, Sarah has grown moody and depressed. She turns down her mother's request to stay with her for the night and has asked her employer, Jean Pierre, to take her to the hospital for her eventual delivery. That evening, a mysterious unidentified woman arrives at Sarah's door, asking to use the telephone to call for help. Sarah lies that her husband is sleeping and she does not want to be disturbed, but the woman tells her that she knows he is dead. When the visitor persists on coming in, Sarah, a professional photographer, attempts to take her photo through a window and telephones the police. When they arrive, the woman has already vanished. The police assure Sarah that she will be fine, arranging to have a patrol car visit throughout the night. Upon developing her photos, Sarah recognizes the woman in the background of an earlier photo she had taken, indicating she was stalking Sarah. Sarah telephones Jean Pierre, asking to have the photos enhanced. As she goes to bed, the woman arrives in the bedroom, awakening Sarah with scissors puncturing her pregnant belly. Ouch. Sarah fights the visitor off, who slashes a part of Sarah's face with the scissors, and locks herself in the bathroom, where the woman tries to gain entry. The woman makes clear that her intentions are to take Sarah's child for herself, also known as fetal abduction, which is kind of one of the worst crimes you can commit, in my opinion. Jean Pierre arrives, and not knowing what Sarah's mother looks like, takes the woman's word that she is the mother. Not long after, her actual mother, Louise, arrives, arousing his suspicion. Louise heads upstairs to check on her daughter, believing her to be the attacker. Sarah accidentally kills Louise by stabbing a needle into her neck. Jean Pierre is later stabbed to death by the intruder, very brutally. The police arrive to check up on her with the prisoner in tow. Not knowing what Sarah looks like, the police take the woman's word that she is Sarah's and everything is fine. As they are about to leave, the police realize the woman who answered the door was not pregnant and return to the home. The first officer is stabbed to death with knitting needles as he attempts to arrest the attacker. The second is shot in the back of the head as he attempts to help Sarah. The attacker turns off the power as the third enters, waiting until they go to turn it back on before shooting the officer and stabbing his prisoner in the head. Sarah confronts the woman, and both injure each other with various household appliances. Sarah points a sewing needle at her own stomach, and the woman knocks her to the ground. Sarah manages to burn off half of the woman's face with an aerosol container and cigarette. Ouch. The woman flees after being cornered by Sarah, reveals that she was the other driver in the car accident, which killed her unborn baby. She wants Sarah's baby as a replacement. Before anything else can happen or be said, the two are interrupted by the revival of the third police officer. Having been shot in close proximity by the woman with his riot gun, he survived the attack but is now disoriented and blinded. He confuses Sarah with her attacker and beats her in the stomach with his club, forcing her water to break. The woman comes to Sarah's aid and brutally kills the insane officer with the rod of a shower curtain. Sarah, now lying on the stairs, has begun to give birth, and the baby is stuck. Desperate to save her baby, Sarah begs the woman to perform the cesarean section she intended to do with a pair of scissors. The woman tearfully does so, saving the infant but killing Sarah in the process. The woman then sits in a chair and begins rocking the baby, who briefly cries as she looks mournfully at Sarah, who lies dead on the steps. So that was Inside 2007 in just 4 minutes. So my thoughts on this film, I really liked it. It's one of my favorite French horror films, along others like Revenge. I like French horror films, like foreign horror films, but this one was really cool because it was interesting. Like, it was suspenseful, it was a thriller, it was so gory. But it was a really good movie. I'd give it at least a 4, maybe a 4.5 out of 5. It was really good. You guys should definitely check it out. Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen Inside, I recommend it. And also, if you like French movies, then you should also check out the movie Taken. I think that's French. Oh yeah, no wait, where are they again? I think they're kidnapped in France, and I will review Taken at some point. it's on my list, but it might take a while to get to that because I have a lot of other movies I want to get to first. But yeah, you guys should definitely check out Inside. It's a really good movie. Uh, 88% on Rotten Tomatoes is very good, and I pretty much agree with that rating. Um, but yeah, this has been my review on Inside, and I will be leaving a link in the description to the film as per usual. And you guys should definitely check it out because it's scary, it's gory. I mean, if you don't like gore, you probably won't like this movie, but it's a good thriller. I mean, it's scary and gory, but I think it's I mean, it's very suspenseful and thrilling, but it's also pretty gory. So I'd say equally, it's equally scary and gory. Actually, I'd say it's a little bit more gory than it is scary. It is scary, but there's a lot of gore in that movie. Lots of blood. It's one of the most graphic movies I've ever seen. But I've seen a lot of graphic movies, to be fair, but it's nothing like Hostel or Human Centipede or anything like that. Um, but yeah, anyway, this has been my review on Inside 2007, and I'll see you guys next time for an awful movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'll see you guys next time for that one. Bye.